Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining. We are the Product Success Team. I am Lex. Today, we will be going over the caller ID for Aldelo Express. If you have any questions, please keep your questions related to the topic at hand. Please keep yourself muted during the presentation. However, if you do have any immediate questions, you can ask your questions in the chat. We will be monitoring the chat as always. Otherwise, you can ask your questions verbally when you open up the floor for questioning. Just make sure to unmute yourself at that time. Caller ID. To put it simply, it is a phone service that identifies a caller's name and phone numbers to incoming caller to a potential caller recipient. Typically, this data is transmitted from phone to phone, but there is an existing hardware that is able to capture around the caller ID information and broadcast to a device under the same subnet. Using the tested version of Who's Calling to Ethernet, that is the callerID.com Deluxe Ethernet 2, 4, and 8 line models. The Aldelo Express application across all hardware platform is able to receive the caller ID information and use that information to perform certain functions. When a call comes into the store, there will be a couple of notifications, a notification bar, and a orange caller ID icon. Selecting either option will bring up incoming calls to the screen. This will either show you existing customer name and number, and or it will show you a word unknown with their phone number. For existing customers, tapping the name will take you directly to the caller ID screen with the customer information. If the incoming call shows as unknown, tapping the button will prompt to create a new customer file. During the customer file creation process, customer information can be added in, especially if the call is for delivery order. The customer address is required. After saving the customer file, the screen will revert back to incoming call window where the customer file can be selected and advanced to the caller ID screen. While the caller ID screen, there is an edit button to edit the new or existing customer. Existing customer file type do not need to be edited unless the delivery address needs to be updated. Note that if the update delivery address is temporary, Aldelo Express will save the last saved address. Also on the caller ID screen, you can create new order. If there is an order, you can easily duplicate by tapping the plus button. You can also create new reservations or new wait list. When setting up the caller ID, all you have to do is connect the phone line to the wall to the line of the port and connect the Ethernet cable from the router or switch. Then from the cloud back office, while in Aldelo Express office, go to Settings, Store Config, POS Config, General tab. You want to scroll down to the caller ID section and enter the port number, caller ID device, UDP port. Typically, the port number is 3520, but always verify the port number from the user manual to be sure. There likely may be a restaurant environment where they want the dedicated stations to handle incoming calls. From the cloud back office, you can customize whether or not the caller ID will pop up on specific devices. Under Store Config, Device Config, Peripherals, and under the Other Peripheral section, you can set the device to ignore caller ID. Any questions?
That looks like all the questions right now, sir.
All right, sounds good.
I have a question.
Sure.
How does the iPad identify the device on the network? Do you go through the hardware module on the top left and kind of scan the network for a particular device?
In the
Same.
back office station settings, you'll set up which station you're actually listening to for this information, or which port, I'm sorry, you're listening to for this information.
35
And it
something.
simply listens to an open port. So the default port is 5020.
Okay.
The devices are set up to, and that's propagated to one of your stations that actually sends that out across the network to each station.
Okay, thanks.
Not a problem.
All right, any other questions? All right, I'm going to go ahead and move on with the demonstration. As you can see, I have the Who's Calling To device in front of me. In the back is where you're going to plug in the power cord. You're also going to plug in the Ethernet cord in the middle. On the right side, you're going to plug in the phone cord that goes to the wall. And then right next to it is the line that goes to the phone. All right, so let's go ahead and plug in the power cord. And then the Ethernet cord. We're going to plug in the line that goes to the wall. And then the line that goes to the phone out. All right, so we do need to add the port number in the cloud. So the first step is going into settings, store config, POS config, and then we're going to scroll up or scroll down until we see caller ID. Now you do need to refer back to your user manual, but in this case, the port number that we will be entering in is 3520, and we're going to go ahead and click save. The last setting is going into device config. And then from here, you're going to select one of the devices. So for example, if I wanted devices number 17 here, I don't want this to pop up with the caller ID on the screen or phone number on top. So we're going to go to peripherals and then other peripherals. And then we have caller ID. As you can see, caller ID, ID data. You want to go ahead and say yes here and then save. Now, if you say yes here, this will prevent the device number 17 from showing up the caller ID on top of the screen. All right, I'm going to go ahead and enter in my access code in the Express app, and then we'll wait for a call. As you can see, there's a phone number on the top. We just need to click on the phone, and then from here, we just need to click on the unknown phone number. And then from here, I can enter in the customer phone or customer name. I'm going to put in John Doe here. And then we just need to fill up the address. Go ahead and enter this in here as well. And then the zip code. All right. So as you can see, I entered in the customer address here, and then I can click on new order. I can do new reservations or wait list here. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to click on new order, and then we're going to select delivery. And then let's add a few items in here. And then from here, we just need to click on the $sign. I'm going to select the tender, which is the cashier. And then from here, I can select my tender type. In this case, I'm going to do gift card. Let's sign the signature here. No receipt. All right, and then let's go ahead and place another order in here. As you can see, John Doe's number showed up again. The bottom displaying the previous order. You can do a new order here. You can do new reservations or new wait list. On the top right hand corner, you can click on the edit button just in case the customer wants to update their address. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and select the same items that John Doe previously added before. So I just need to click on the plus sign here. As you can see, I placed the same order as before. I can now close out the check. All right. I have my Android tablet this time. I'm going to show you that it does work on Android tablet. So let's go ahead and make a call here. And as you can see, there's a call received on top. I'm going to go ahead and click on the name or the phone number. And then now I can enter in a new name here. Let's go ahead and put John Doe on it. This is on a different account, by the way. We're going to go ahead and put in the address as well. And then let's go ahead and put in the zip code as well. And I'm going to leave everything else alone. I'm going to click on the new order on the left. Let's do takeout. Okay, I'm going to select cashier. I did forget the cashier in this device, so I'm going to cashier in. All right, let's go back real quick. Let's go click on the three dots and then customer. You'll see that the customer, John Doe, is already added to this account here. All right, so this time I am on the Android mobile device here. I'm going to show you that it also works on Android mobile. Let me go ahead and enter in my access code real quick. And then from here, we're just going to wait for a phone call to pop up. As you can see, there's an unknown number here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then I'm going to click on the phone number. I'm going to go ahead and add a new name. Let's do Jane Doe this time. We do need an address. And then we also need a postal code. And then everything else, I'm just going to go ahead and leave alone. And then in this case, I'm going to go ahead and click new order. Let's do delivery. As you can see, the customer name is added. I'm going to go ahead and click finish. Let's go ahead and add a few items in here. Right, and then on the bottom, I am just going to click on the card, gift card here. I'm going to scan the gift card. And then I'm just going to sign. Let's do no receipt. All right. Do we have any other questions?